welcome to this edition of the Bilingual or the Skin with our major stories. Tuesday kick-started the written part of the General Certificate on the shipyard and industrial engineering company have for the past couple of years left many wondering what has become of the company, which was expected to have expanded and reduced the rate of unemployment in the country. Again today, we talk about the strike action at Chantier Naval. And UN Women have lauded the progress made in women representation as the different political institutions in Cameroon, but laments that much is still to be done as the female gender is still deprived of some key political positions. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Over 26,000 candidates have this Tuesday kick-started the written part of the General Certificate of Education examination in the northwest region of Cameroon. In the regional headquarters, Bamenda reporter visited Government Bilingual High School, Bamenda Tamuluk Accommodation Center, where 557 ordinary and advanced level candidates are taking the end of course certificate examinations. More with our reporter Annie Collins Annie and Saleh Sharifa.
Graveyard silence this Tuesday, May 30, at center number 11075 GBHS Bamenda, Ntamulung, as over 500 candidates begin writing the 2023 session of the Cameroon General Certificate of Education GCE examinations. Both advanced and ordinary level candidates took Economics Paper 1 as their first subject, with firm warnings against any attempts to cheat.
Under the page, it is an indicator that you are a cheat. This is the sitting position of the candidate. All the hands on the desk.
After 1 hour 30 minutes, it is time for self-examination, which some say the exam was tough.
We are more than prepared, but our expectations got into the air. We tried our best to do what we think. We cannot say how the marks will turn out, but we go for the best.
Surprisingly, their joint opinion is a sharp contrast to that of some of the 14 visually, hearing and physically impaired candidates who sat for the same Economics Paper 1.
When you are beginning, you just have a kind of fear, but when once as we took the papers and we started reading, we discovered that it was not as difficult as we thought.
To every 1 hour of every paper, they have an additional minute of 30. So if the paper is to go for 2 hours, theirs will go for 3 hours.
Writing in Braille, the special students keep perforating their way through in a bid to find success when it will time of reckoning for a bright future, showing an increase of over 5,000 as compared to last year, while GBHS Bamendankwe and GBHS Nkambe are the only two centers harboring candidates for baccalaureate examinations in the Northwest region.
From Bamenda Nations kicked off hitch-free with thousands set to have honored the rendezvous this Tuesday in different centers. Reporter Hyson Chavis said one of the centers in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, history.
The takeoff time of the GCE examination here at the Government Bilingual High School Collection Center, Yaoundé, well respected, as the candidates started with Economics Paper 1 for both ordinary and advanced level, and Geology Paper 1 for few A-level students. With a total of 915 candidates expected at the center, not all answered present.
So we had 912 candidates present and 3 were absent. As of now, we cannot really tell because we don't have nobody has called to inform us if the candidate is in the hospital, hospitalized or anything of that sort. But we are hoping if they turn out in the afternoon, which is not even possible because, when you are absent for one paper, you are automatically absent for all the paper.
And after the first exercise, most candidates are confident of their work.
It was passable, so I think I might score a good grade there.
Exam was, it enabled me to pass with a 50 on 50 in paper 1.
Despite the examination fever that gripped some before kick-off, they had to overcome that to face the challenge.
It is true that at the beginning I was very scared, but when I opened the paper, I saw that things that we did came. So I just went in and answered the question. It's just that I was always hearing talking about GC. Then today I was surprised that today I'm writing the GC. So
the students say they will remain focused to tackle the rest of the process and come out victorious at the end.
The examinations on day one equally unfolded, each freeing the nation's economic capital dollar, with chief of centers and invigilators taking stringent measures against examination malpractices. Let's watch more in the following story. Thorough search of students at the main entrance to the examination centers to make sure the candidates don't move in with any item linked to cheating. Students are forbidden to get into the examination hall with material. Government Bilingual High School, they do, one of the biggest accommodation centers for the GC Ordinary Division. The chief of center and before the start of the exams at 8 a.m., we met panic-stricken students who were contemplating on what they might face in the first papers.
I work well all days and night. We have this examination by God. Even by 4 we will have it.
Special candidates like these inmates is sitting in for the exams for the second time. It takes time to identify his examination hall.
He wrote last year and failed, so he's still there this year. He happened to be one of our students who found himself in a very bad group.
At Government Bilingual High School, Bonaberry, we were blocked at the main gates, making it difficult to access the examination center. It should be noted the GC examination will run for 2 weeks. And the senior divisional officer from Donga Mantung Division in the northwest region of Cameroon has taken measures to put an end to crop destruction in Amboa Plain in the northwest region. This follows the banning of cattle access to farmlands. As we hear the following story with our reporter Saleh Sharifa and Annie Collins Annie.
The senior divisional officer for Donga Mantung Division in the northwest region, Quincy Simon Dock, has banned cattle access to farmland on the Mbok Plain in the Ngwa subdivision. The announcement was made public on May 26, 2023. The aim of this measure, according to the administrative authority, is to put an end to the conflicts between farmers and herders in Donga Mantung. Community leaders in the herding villages of Ngoko and King are to mobilize their people to leave the agricultural plain before June 10. With this move, the senior divisional officer hopes to reduce the numerous disputes between farmers and herders resulting from the irregular installation of herders in the agricultural zone. In addition, all agricultural damage already recorded as a result of their irregular and illegal grazing on the plains be immediately dealt with by the competent Farmers Breeders Commission. This decision appreciated by the farmers of the Mbok Plain, who were dismayed to see their crops regularly destroyed by the heads of cattle breeders. Conflicts between herders and farmers are rife in Cameroon, particularly in the high grazing areas of the northwest, east, Adamawa, north and far north regions. These conflicts very often lead to violent and deadly confrontations. This was the case in December 2021 in the Logon Bini division of the far north region. In the northern region of Cameroon, herders have decried that farmers' fields are becoming more numerous and larger. This has reduced their grazing space.
And 4 persons are reported to have been killed last night at Mora in 2 different areas in Mora and another police post in the far north region of Cameroon following an attack by Boko Haram. Those killed include a police officer, 2 custom officers, 1 civilian. According to reports, the Boko Haram insurgency attack of the Zingangui police post at about 2 a.m. after a fierce battle to Boko Haram insurgency were equally neutralized. To come back to that in our subsequent editions of newscasts. The series of strike actions at the Cameroon shipyard and industrial engineering company have for the past couple of years left many wondering what has become of the company, which was expected to have employed or to have expanded and reduced the rate of unemployment in the country. The dreams of many young people have been shattered ever since several of them were not employed from its creation, where were laid off years after when the company went bankrupt. What could have happened to Chantier Naval? Our reporter Gladys Amodibam has been talking with some experts in Cameroon's economic city Douala. Her story.
The periods between 1998 and 2008 was the heydays of the Cameroon shipyard, an industrial engineering company popularly known by the French acronym Chantier Naval. In main activities, ship repair, onshore and offshore navigation, rehabilitation of oil platforms, oil works and consignment attracted many young people. 15 years after the arrest and detention of the company's pioneer general manager, the company is now a shadow of itself with astronomical payoffs. Aristide Abuna is a former worker of the industrial shipyard company. He was amongst the workers laid off when the company began to face financial difficulties. Today, he regrets the fate that has befallen the company.
We have directors who have successfully managed the Cameroon shipyard and industrial engineering company after the departure of Zacchaeus Fonjindam, but all along there has been chaos. It is regrettable. I have a nostalgic feeling each time I think about the company, which has been the dream of so many young people in the past. I wish those in power should appoint the right person at the shipyard, especially as it is a key element to the growth of the economy.
The company's revenue in the first 10 years of existence stood at 400 billion francs CFA, but 1 year after the ouster of its first general manager, it drastically dropped, and today the company cannot boast of 3 billion francs CFA as revenue. To experts, the company lacks the right management competence.
Vous ne pouvez pas mettre un directeur général du chantier naval.
You cannot appoint a general manager of Chantier Naval who does not master the art of engineering in the maritime affairs. Cameroon has become a huge petroleum hub, even in terms of research, so there is need for construction and rehabilitation of platforms because countries like Gabon, Chad and others will need the expertise.
Logistics and maritime experts equally believe that management of the company should be able to master the economic and operational stakes today.
If there are regular claims from workers, it means expectations have not been met. With two maritime facets, Cameroon today has a high anchorage capacity. Management of such companies should therefore know how to leave their offices and sell their services and know-how. This attitude will attract their partners and bring in more revenue into the company's coffers.
Aggrieved temporary and permanent workers of the company have continued to demand outstanding rights, neglected for 15 years now. This leaves many to wonder whether the industrial shipyard company will one day be revamped.
Indefinite strike action by healthcare providers in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. Their cries have not yet yielded fruits. The picture of this day in front of the Ministry of Public Health. Hi Sencha is a report on that beat history.
The striking health workers are having a soothing way of announcing their presence and problems to the public at large. Often in charge of emergencies, they've been looking forward to receiving the same. Their 17-point demand spread out as messages they carry here in front of the Ministry of Public Health, like at the Yaoundé Emergency Center and others. The health sector is burning and needs attention. No fault of theirs as they composed this other version. It all started last Monday, May the 22nd, 2023. 8 days already, they are still waiting for concrete solution, the magic decree that will change things forever. Poor working conditions associated with trades, years without any contract. 60% of this workforce are doing so without wages, affiliation to the National Social Insurance Fund, and many. After 2 consultations with the government to write home with, the president of the syndicates and strikers had another encounter with the Secretary General of the Prime Minister's office this Tuesday. The outcome will determine their fate, but they persist in this journey that will change their lives, enjoying the fruits of their hands as it is supposed to be.
3 years after the new exchange regulations went into force in the CEMAC sub-region, international trade transactions are still slow. The delays that affect enterprises have been blamed on lack of the mastery of the application text of the new exchange regulations. Among others, the issues were raised during the 4th edition of the Business Development Forum in Douala, May 25, organized by the Commercial Bank of Cameroon. More on the story with our reporter, Gladys Ambodiba.
Women must be given the same opportunities like the men in terms of leadership, growth and positions in public administration, no matter the job description. Unfortunately, the reverse is conspicuous where they are relegated to the background, considered a role for the dominant main folk. The delays in international trade transactions have over the past 3 years been a real cause for concern. The regular changes in regulations and the difficulties in adapting to the new requirements affect enterprises.
The main problem is the delay. It takes a lot of time in order to have a payment done to your supplier. And if it takes about 1 month or 2 months for having a payment done, this is not good in terms of the confidence you have to have, the relation you must have with the supplier. It's not good.
At this 4th Business Development Forum in Douala, May 25, 2023, organizers revealed that the major changes by the Bank of Central African States, BEAC, was prompt and the procedure cumbersome, but the organizers emphasize it is necessary to beef up the sub-regional foreign reserves.
We have a problem of our balance of payment. If this regulation has not been done, maybe today we are going to be inside a huge problem of being able to import because we don't have enough devices to have for the country.
That's why we have also the regulation about this laundering of money laundering, to rebuild our capacity, to have external reserve, and so that our central bank and our money, our currency, and our exchange regime should be strong. We need to have that money back.
To resolve the delays, therefore, business persons suggest the digitalization of the procedure.
The digitalization of the process will be the key concern if you want to reduce the time of all the process managing the matter of the payment.
At the forum organized by the Commercial Bank on the theme New Exchange Regulations, 3 years in the CEMAC Zone Assessment and Optimization Tools, the participants also suggested that apart from digitalizing the system, there is need to update the checklist, the system for monitoring clearance of direct debits and transfer of files in place, and the exemption from payments of invoices dating from 1 to more days.
And that was it for this edition. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is the brief with Lil Peugeot. So me, I will be back same time tomorrow. Good night.